Hell yeah. Al's talking about moving back in at 30. Motherfucking never move out, dog. What are you doing? I don't even know if I'm allowed to leave. I just haven't asked. I don't know. I told them I was studying right now. They don't even know what I do. All right. You guys ready for your next comic? Make some noise. Hell yeah. All right. This next gal, she runs her own room. Comedy off the rails. You've probably seen her. You're going to love her. Give it up for Jenny Russell.
Hey guys. That was weird. I'm epileptic. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And the first seizure I ever had, I'm just gonna leave it. It's fine. The first seizure I ever had, I almost died. I happened to be in a hospital at the time though, so nurses and doctors were able to get to me quickly. I started breathing and everything was great. The seizure would have happened either way, but the reason why I was in the hospital was because about 12 hours earlier, I had tried to kill myself. So there's lessons in everything, right? The lesson in that is that good things happen to those who wait. I worked outside of the home the entire pandemic, and I'm not a medical professional, but I work in a healthcare setting. So I don't work with cancer patients, but I work like around them, you know? And every Thursday I get a list of people who've been recently diagnosed with cancer in BC. And looking at that is a lot like looking at a comedy open mic set list, you know? Not all of you are gonna make it. Speaking of not making it, I lost my little brother in May of 2020. He was one of the 1,500 people who died of overdose in this province. Thank you. He struggled with addiction from a very young age. And it took a lot of my family's time and energy and money, frankly. And I really resented him for it. And then, we get into adulthood, and here I am. He dies, and here I am living in his shadow again. And it sucks. It sucks representing someone who's dead, right? Like, how do you work through that? Also, he totally ruined my hot girl summer. I did grief counseling actually for 3 months after he passed away, and for my money, I have like a weird bone to pick with mental health professionals in general. Like, I understand why mental health professionals can't sleep with their patients, but I don't understand, like, from my perspective, how am I supposed to trust you with some of the deepest, darkest secrets I have when I don't even know what that ass do? But specifically, grief counseling, I think it's garbage. I think it's dumb. The big takeaway was, like, think of the good times, which is great. Like, that's the problem, right? Like, there's not gonna be any more of those. That's the whole thing, right? It's crazy that someone would think that would help. I think of the good times, and I think about how much he loved me, how much I loved him, and I miss him, and I get sad, right? What they should be is like, look on the bright side. At least you never have to hear him make that revolting noise when he chews his food, right? Or you never have to hear him start a story with, I seen this kid. Like, I should leave grief counseling and be like, good! Good, he's dead! You learn a lot of things after people pass away. You learn things about them, like maybe a grandmother or an aunt was like a pinup model, or like born with a tail or something, I learned about my brother that he was really helping my parents out. Like, I had no idea how helpful he was to my parents. One of the specifically things that he did was he helped my mom with like the computer and internet and stuff like that. And I loved my brother so much, and I miss him more than I thought was possible to miss someone. I didn't know that this was possible to feel this way. But teaching my mom how to over text how to change a profile picture is possibly the worst thing that's ever happened to me. The last place I ever saw my, the last place my family ever saw my brother, actually all of us together, was at an Olive Garden. Yeah, and not unlike the Olive Garden, I also never want to see my family again. So I was sort of suspicious in the beginning whether or not my brother's overdose was intentional, which is like, that's a tough thing, that's a heavy thing to carry, right? That's a hard conversation to have with your loved ones. I don't think so anymore, but mostly just because he didn't delete his browser history. Also a weird way to find out that we both really like drool. So people also say really crazy things to you when you've gone through a tragedy. All of my brother's like lunatic friends are now part of my life, which I don't remember agreeing to, but that's I mean, I guess you could never have too many pictures of Tupac on your social media. But one of his friends approached me and said, you know, your brother just passed away, it's a pandemic, everyone's struggling financially. If you want, you can sell MDMA for me. Which is crazy, because like, I don't know anything about women's basketball. You guys have been a great crowd. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.